Yo, what is going on, guys? Welcome back to another Destiny video. In today's video, we are going to resurrect an old series from this channel where I bring you guys XUR predictions every week, trying to predict what XUR will bring each Friday, each and every week here on Destiny. So to start things off this week, I have a pretty decent gameplay for you guys of a pretty sick comeback on Trials of Osiris. Now, this wasn't actually Trials of Osiris, but it was Elimination just a few days before last Friday, before the Timekeeper was the actual map. Which is why I think I did so well on the Trials of Osiris map, because I did have a little practice over the course of the week in Elimination, because this map had come up quite a few times over the week. But all that aside, guys, let's jump right into these XUR predictions, and we're going to start things off this week with the Hunter class. So last week, XUR brought us the ATS-8 Arachnid. Now, although this helmet looks pretty cool, the rolls on it really are not all that great, but unless you use Golden Gun, it will allow you to zoom in a little farther. So, I guess if you're trying to snipe people with your Golden Gun, then this is the helmet you want to use. But otherwise, I would pretty much stay away from that if you picked that up last week. Now, for this week, I do think he's going to be bringing yet another helmet. I do think he's going to bring the Mask of the Third Man. Now, this again isn't the greatest helmet, but this is a good helmet if you run Blade Dancer as your main class and you don't have it yet. So if you don't have it yet, definitely pick this helmet up if XUR brings it around if you are a Blade Dancer. Otherwise, I'd stay away from this helmet and just save your strange coins until something better comes around, or if you need 3 of coins. Now next up we have the Titans. Now last week they got pretty lucky and they did get one of the best pieces of gear that XUR can sell for the Titan, the Twilight Garrison. Now this is a pretty crazy Titan exotic that gives you a movement that you cannot get on any other character, which is why it is so exclusive and also pretty amazing once you finally have it. Because it gives you a little bit of an advantage that other people do not have, and on certain maps, especially like the Timekeeper, the swift movements can come in quite handy and are going to help a lot if you picked that up last week and are just starting to get used to it. Now, although the Titans did get pretty lucky last week, I would say they got the luckiest out of the 3 for the pieces of gear that were brought. I think it would be pretty awesome if XUR were to bring yet another amazing Titan exotic that is exclusive just to Titans, that gives you yet another ability that is pretty great for Trials of Osiris, and this is why Titan has recently become my favorite character for Trials of Osiris, are the ACDO feedback fences. Now, a lot of people might not be familiar with these gauntlets if you have not played Destiny for all that long. You would think that they just came out with the April update a few weeks ago, and as you can see, I'm also wearing them during this game because they are my favorite gauntlets for the Titan. Now, these gauntlets are much older than just a few weeks old, as they did come out in year 1, around the time of House of Wolves, with the original Prison of Elders update. Now, what makes these gauntlets so crazy is the fact that when someone melees you, it will actually put out a little shockwave blast in about a 5-foot circle all around you, damaging anyone that comes near for about 2 seconds. Now that is why these gauntlets are so great, because if you play a lot of Trials of Osiris, especially on maps like the Timekeeper, you will realize just how often you're getting like shotgun meleeed or just meleeed in general, and that shock boost can help to turn a one-on-one fight into a trade, and can also damage other people around you and allow your teammates to pick up switch kills, which in the end could actually change the outcome of a game, which is why these gauntlets can become so great and so useful. So if XUR brings them this week, definitely pick them up even if you don't think you're going to be using them, because sometime around they could come in very handy, and it's just always good to have that piece of gear that could change the pace of a game just by switching pieces of gear. Now, finally, we do have the Warlocks, and again, they got pretty lucky too, as they got the Ram this week, and last week, before the Ram, they had got the Purifier Robes. So I think the Warlocks have had a good share of their luck. You know, the Sunbreaker didn't get nerfed, they got Firebolts, they've got the Purifier Robes, the Ram, you know, XUR loves them. So this week, I think that XUR should just not bring anything for the Warlocks, because, oh no, I'm just kidding. But in all honesty, I think that XUR is going to bring the Nothing Manacles. Now, the reason I think that he's going to bring these is because they don't do anything too crazy or game-changing like the Ram or the Purifier Robes. But as you can see, they do look pretty amazing, and that is why I still would pick these up if you don't have them yet. They don't really do anything too crazy, but they will increase your grenade throw distance and grant tracking for scatter grenades. Now, these are, again, this isn't the best gauntlets to run if you're playing Trials because of the fact that it doesn't give you quick res or doesn't really grant you anything significant for Trials. However, it's a pretty good set of gauntlets to use for your Voidwalker class, and honestly, I would still suggest picking them up if you don't have them yet. Now, wait a minute, did that snipe really just happen? Now, that is all of the gear I believe that XUR will be bringing this week. Now, as for the weapon, I think he's going to bring the Telesto Fusion Rifle. Now, with the Fusion Rifle buff that just came out, and they finally patched the actual detonating orbs on the Telesto, I think this is a pretty decent Fusion Rifle nowadays,
and I would definitely pick it up and try it out again if you haven't tried it again since the April update, or if you just never tried it at all. Now for the engram, although he rarely brings one nowadays, I think we're going to see a gauntlet engram, and for the legacy engram, I think we're going to see boots. So, hopefully you guys enjoyed this week's XUR predictions. If you did, please be sure to drop a like down below, as it's going to let me know to keep this series going, and to just keep bringing you guys XUR predictions each and every week here on this channel. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this series, bringing it back for yet another episode, and I will see you guys in another Destiny video later on today. So stay tuned for that, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace!